Hey, this is Drew, aka the Skill Sonographer, and today we are going to be reviewing some Knobology. So this is a Philips Epic 5 machine, and I will be walking you through some of the most often used buttons or knobs on this machine. But first, whenever you're scanning a patient, you have to use proper transducer selection. So I'll show you different transducers that we have. First, we have a linear 18.5 megahertz probe or transducer. So this is often used for superficial structures, very superficial structures. Sometimes you can use this for a thyroid. You can use this for superficial veins, any lumps or bumps on the skin. This is great for that. Next, we have the L12-3. This is also a linear probe that is good for imaging some superficial structures such as the thyroid, scrotums, carotid arteries. Not super superficial, but you can see superficial veins with that. But this is often used for lower extremity arteries, veins. This C5-1 probe is definitely used for deeper structures. All abdominal imaging can be used with this transducer. Renal exams, evaluating the liver, gallbladder, pancreas, gynecological ultrasounds can be used with this type of transducer. Also, if you are imaging something that is very wide, you can use this probe because of the wider footprint, decrease the depth, and that will allow you to measure things that have a long length. First, you select which transducer you're going to use. So each one will have a button on or a switch on the machine. Each machine is different. I'm just going to show you this machine. Let's use the L12. Next, after you select the transducer, you have to select an exam preset. So this adjusts kind of the gain and the different settings for each type of exam that you're going to do. I'm going to select venous lower extremity. Now, let's get into some knobs and their uses. So here I'm going to be scanning my leg so that you guys can see what is going on. So, of course, you make sure you use enough gel. So first, let's talk about the 2D gain or B mode knob. So when you adjust this, it can lighten and darken your image. So here you can see me increase the gain, and now I'm decreasing the gain. Another feature that can help lighten or darken the image is your TGC curve. So if you push it over to the right, the lighter your image will be, and over to the left, the darker your image will be. So all of these knobs do not have to be at the same level. They can be at an angle, especially if you're compensating for a lot of attenuation that you can see in deeper structures like the liver. So here you see the bottom of this curve is more towards the left, so it's a lot darker on the bottom half of the image. However, when I move those knobs over to the right, you see the bottom of the image gets lighter. You can adjust it so that it's even from top to bottom. Next, another thing that you can do to adjust your image is increase or decrease the depth. So let's say I wanted to look at the posterior tibial veins. I could decrease my depth in order to look at that and get closer to what I'm actually observing. Now, if I wanted to look at the perineal veins, then I would increase my depth so that I can have those in view. This is very helpful for making sure that the reading physician knows exactly what you're trying to look. Next, you can adjust the zoom as you see here. Now with the zoom, you can do pre or post processing. That's a term that is included in my course, the SPI Simplified. So that means you can zoom in before or after. Whether you choose to zoom in before or after will have different effects on your image, but you can learn that through the course. So let's say you want to zoom in on those posterior tibial veins. You can click that button and then you can select a particular rectangle or shape to zoom in on. Another important thing to note is focus. You need to adjust the focus in each and every image. This is the focus. It should be at or below, just below the structure that you are observing. So if I'm looking at this vein here, my focus should not be down here. It should be up here or just below. This will help concentrate the ultrasound beam so that the structure you are observing is better defined. Now let's say you want to label your image. Click label. You often have multiple options with an ultrasound machine. You can have just tap different preloaded words into your machine, or you can use a keyboard. Often there will be a touchscreen on the keyboard as well that you can use if you don't want to use the pull-out keyboard. Next, let's go over the freeze button. This is a very important button. So whenever you're ready to take an image, you simply hit freeze. Freezing your image does not save your image though. So once you have your image perfect, just the way you want it, you've adjusted your focus, your depth, your TGC, your gain, you hit freeze, make sure you label it, and then our next very important knob is acquire. Different machines might have a different name. It might say save, it might say capture. There are different words that can be this knob, but this saves it to the machine under the patient's name. So this was a very basic introduction to this ultrasound machine. I will likely do a part 2. Let me know if you would like to see a part 2.
Check both of your legs to make sure you don't have any blood clots. Can you scoot over closer towards me? Keep on coming. All the way to the edge of the bed. Right here. A little bit more. Okay. Great.
This part of my life is called